Hey guys, today is October 17th, 2020, and if you've seen the other videos I made about my beehive, this started with a nuke that I bought 4.5 months ago, I guess. I've made several videos, and this hive has gotten a little bit aggressive, and somebody suggested that I requeen the hive, and I totally agree with that assessment. However, I won't be doing that until the spring. I'm going to let this queen do her thing throughout the winter. If she survives, cool. If not, that's cool too. But I placed this last box on here, it's been 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe even a little longer. I don't want to say that I've been ignoring the hive, but I haven't been paying a whole boatload of attention to it. Priorities in my life have just made it a little tough, and that's kind of what got me out of beekeeping so many years ago. But I know the last time I checked it that these two supers had an incredible amount of honey in them. So I'm going to check this one, and if there's honey in it, I'm going to take a frame or two just so I can say that I harvested my honey. I'm definitely using a smoker today. I don't want to get stung. I'm not allergic, so if it happens, so be it. But for my smoker fuel, believe it or not, what I do is I put in a couple of wads of non-shiny newspaper. And right now I'm smoking some chicken thighs on the Dynaglow grill. So I put in a little bit of the coals from that. And on top of that, I put in some hardwood bark and little chips that I have from cutting firewood. And that burns pretty good. You know, I keep pumping it to make sure that that it's going in case things get silly here. But anyway, I'm going to open this top piece up. These were the plastic frames that I put in here that this hive really doesn't seem to enjoy. But if there's any honey on them, I'm going to take 2 or 3 of these and harvest this honey. So if not, I'm just going to put it back together and let them do their thing. So let's see how this is going to work out. I do have a small hole here. I think it's a 3/4 inch hole. And basically that's to allow a little bit of air circulation, ventilation, so to speak. And I forgot my gloves. I'm going to brave it and not go get them. Okay. And I can tell you right now, as you can see, just in the cover, there's an incredible amount of bees here. Today is only 48 degrees Fahrenheit. These guys are so productive and active, it's not even funny. That's the only reason that I'm even opening this, is because I know what they've been up to in the past. And the amount of bees, it's just insane. I did not want them to swarm, and even though this was a small nuke that I put on here, or I should say added to this hive, or created this hive from, they really have been working hard. And it's about 4:45 p.m. Eastern time. I don't want to lose any bees if I can help it. So I wanted to give them enough time. Sunset here is about 7:04 p.m. So I wanted to give them enough time to regain their senses and get back in the hive before dark. So let's pull out a frame. There's a lot of propolis here. They really have glued these down. And again, they really don't like these plastic hives. So this is testimony. There's nothing going on this particular part. And I actually feel bad doing this, but I will monitor this hive throughout the winter, and I will make sure that they have plenty of food. Okay, now this frame, they actually drew out pretty well, and it's drawn out well, but it's probably less than a half filled with honey. There's a lot of honey in this side, but it's not yet capped. So let's pull out another one and see what it looks like. And hopefully the temperature and the smoke will keep these guys from wanting to murder me. Okay, quite a few bees, but nothing happening on this frame. And it looks like the next frame is going to be similar. A little bit of drawn out comb here, but nothing to brag about. So I'm going to keep going because throughout the summer, initially I put them in this lower super, and they kind of split it up between honey and brood, which I can't believe how quick this hive grew. So I was really happy with what I saw. Okay, now this one is really heavy. Okay, and we have a full frame of honey on this particular frame. Both sides. This has to weigh 5+ pounds. So I'm probably going to save this one, harvest it that is, get my bee brush, clean it up. All bee lives matter. So let's try the next one. Okay, and it's probably not quite half drawn out here with honey, and the same on the other side. But they are definitely little busy bees. Now this looks like it's going to be a good frame on this side anyway. Wow, this is even heavier than the last one. And this hasn't been in there that long. And I know they can really work hard and put a lot of honey up, but I'm very impressed with how much food they've stored. And again, I'm going to monitor these guys throughout the winter, and they're not going to have any food deficiency, so to speak. But boy, they really don't like these plastic hives. Okay, this one here is all but untouched. A little bit on this side, it's very light. So that one we won't mess with. The next one on this side looks like it's going to be a heavy frame. And it is. It's drawn out. This side is more than half filled with honey. And the other side is all but all filled with honey. So just so I can say that I took some honey, I'm only going to take 2 of these frames. I don't care what the rest look like. But I don't want to rob them, so to speak. And I know it's the temperature and the combination of the smoke. These guys are really docile right now. Okay, and as you can see here, there's nothing going on with this frame. They're just starting to draw it out, but it's getting late in the season. They don't have a lot of time left to get their act together. I'm not going to mess with them any further. They're really being good. And again, I'm sure it's a combination of the temperature and the smoke. And it won't be long that I'm going to wrap this hive and get some bee candy or fondue going. I don't care if they eat it or not, but I'm not going to watch them starve to death. And I may put another ventilation hole in the back of this shallow, just so they don't have a problem with moisture and freezing to death. I've been cold. I've been really cold. I was in the military and hunting and so forth, and there's nothing worse than being freezing cold. So we're gonna put this one back in, and I'm sure they're chilled. But again, I'm gonna leave enough room so that they can enjoy the food that I'm gonna give them soon. We're gonna put this one back in. And I don't know if you can hear the buzzing going on in the center of this hive, but holy cow. Obviously they're not happy with me. All right, so we're gonna leave these 3 frames out. These are the ones I'm gonna use for collection right now. And this is gonna be a large enough spot so that they can get in here and eat throughout the winter if I have to supplementally feed them. But I just wanted to bring you guys along on this. It's been a bit since I've been in this hive. So hopefully you enjoyed it a little bit. And we'll talk soon, guys. Enjoy your Saturday.